It's the Woody and Wilcox show here at 106.5 The End, and I don't know that I've seen the studio as full, maybe, as it is now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and Cool Beans is making her way in. The ladies are excited to see WWE Champion Randy Orton, who's joined us in the studio. What's going on, Randy?
Woody, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing real well.
Don't talk to Woody, for crying out loud.
You know, I appreciate you talking to me first. A lot of people get us confused, Randy, because it is the Woody and Wilcox show.
For crying out loud.
And, you know, he sort of starts things and he ends them, and everybody knows I'm the most important one.
Wow. You're really going to kiss up that soon?
Have you seen how big he is? He's a badass. Did you read his bio? Is there anything in the WWE he hasn't done yet?
No, I think that's pretty accurate, right? Youngest WWE champion ever?
Yeah, I've had a lucky run, man. The last 10 years have been kind. I've had my ups and my downs, but I'm here. I'm in one piece, and I love what I do. So, you know, everything's good.
Well, and the big deal is tonight, the Smackdown is at Time Warner Cable Arena, and a little extra special, it's live tonight.
Yeah, it's live, and another little fact that makes it super special is Mick Foley is hosting, and he hasn't been around in a while, but lately he's made his way to our shows over in Europe. He came and did a little spot on our shows over there for both Raw and SmackDown. It was nice to have him around, and I've known Mick. He really got me rolling back in 2004. I had a match with him at Backlash, which was still to this day my favorite match that I've ever had. It's when I landed on the thumbtacks, and we were we were bleeding head to toe. He landed like on a plywood mattress of barbed wire. It was some kind of weird, you know, I slammed him on that, but yeah, that's the match where I landed on the thumbtacks, and that kind of, I beat him at his own game. You know, it was a Legend Killer versus the Legend Cactus Jack at the time, and I beat him at his own game, a hardcore match, and I remember everything, just all the variables just fell into play. It was perfect. The crowd was just ecstatic, and it was just my favorite match. It kind of propelled me and got me going to become who I am today.
Tickets are available if you want to go see the show tonight. It's an incredible value. Not only is it going to be live while you're there, $15 is when tickets start right there, and there are tickets still available.
Of course, we're talking to Randy Orton. I will tell you this now, Randy, this lady right here is one of our former interns who found out that you were going to be here today. She hasn't actually been working with us for like, I don't know, 5 months, 6 months, something like that. Found out you were going to be in, and we told her you'd be here about 9. She was here at 6.
What a sweetheart.
And now...
You thought I was going to get here early?
I think she just needed to get in her zone. You know what I mean?
I think I got to bed about the time you got here. I'm running on fumes.
And she brought with her a. Look what she brought in for you here.
No. I'm not giving it to him.
Well, no, but wait. What do you mean you're not giving it to him?
I'm not giving it
You
to
will
him.
give me that bobblehead. And I will destroy it and leave.
The bad part is, Randy, I know you're familiar with Edge, and Edge was in the studio April, yeah. Okay. And then it was like a week later, he quit. I mean, he quit the sport, right? So
she may be bad luck.
Right? That's what I'm getting to. Yeah,
I see what you're saying. I was like, huh?
Yeah, no, that's the tie-in.
I thought maybe you guys were gonna bring me out back and like break my neck or something.
No.
Okay.
She may be a jinx. That's all I'm saying.
If you don't sign her bobblehead,
I'm not superstitious. I'll sign the bobblehead. That's not the worst toy they've come out with. There's actually the little plush. Like you squeeze it. It looks like a dog toy, but it's, you know, for kids. It's like a plush Randy Orton. It's probably 5 years old is when it came out. There's like 3 of them came out, me, Taker, and Hunter. You squeeze it and it talks. But like I have such this, you know, monotone, kind of boring, I admit it, low voice.
No, you don't.
No, but listen, on this doll, you squeeze it, and it's like, I am the legend, Randy Orton. And then you squeeze it, and it says, ow, don't do that. It hurts. Swear to God. So, like, they give me $1,000 to do, like, these, you know, 6-liners for this doll. So I'm doing it, and it's like, "Ow, that hurts." You know, there's no emotion behind it. So my mom, we went over to my mom's for Thanksgiving, and she's got the doll, still works, the little voice box and the damn thing still ticking, and the dog's playing with it. And I mean, we're sitting there at Thanksgiving dinner in the other room. You can just hear, "Ow, don't do that." "Ow, my stomach." Like literally, it's the 6 worst lines ever, and it's like I cringe. I swear I'm gonna take the battery out of that thing next time I go over there. Like, oh. Bad. But the bobblehead? Okay, I'll sign the bobblehead.
That's funny.
Now, obviously, your video game came out today, or was it last week?
Last week, yeah. WWE 12, hugely anticipated, had a lot of pre-order sales, both here and in the UK, and I'm on the cover, so that makes it, I'm very biased. Best wrestling video game of all time by far.
Yes. Did you have to record voice for that, or does it still? Did they use the same 6?
Yeah. That would have been spectacular. Well, it's funny because along the same lines with the doll, like I'm saying, like on the audio with the voice and my voice, it's same with the video game. Like my buddies will be like, "Man, why am I playing this video game? Whenever you start talking, why does it sound like you're screaming?" And I'm like, "Well, the deal is I'm in the sound booth when we're recording the voiceovers for this video game, and because I'm so kind of just like this normally." The producer's like, "Oh, I need you to be, bigger than life. You need to, this is an animated video game, so we need to really, your voice is going to be, the facial expressions aren't real. Like, you really need to be up." So it's like, well, they'll be doing a backstage segment where it's like, "Hey, come back here, don't you dare do that," or whatever I'm supposed to say. And it's like, "Hey, come back here, don't you dare do that." by the time I give the guy, like, I'm so pissed off that he's like, "Come on, I need more from you. Come on, be alive. What are you, tired? Drink some coffee." So I'm doing all that, and you play the video game, and here I am, just this little, like, me doing that. "Whoa, don't do that." Like, and it sounds nothing like me on the show.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like I always have it out and butt heads with these producers for the video game voiceovers because they always have me just over the top, and it's just not me. And it's like, I hope they're hearing this because WWE 13 comes out, and I'm doing it my way or the highway. I'll tell you.
No offense, no one listens to this show, Randy.
I see.
That is true.
Oh, very
Seriously,
cool.
when we open this, is there anything that you have left to prove in the WWE? I mean, sure, you've had ups and downs, but you've been tag team champion, you've been world champion. I mean, what else is there for Randy Orton?
That's a good question. Main eventing WrestleMania at WrestleMania 25 against Triple H, that was real big for me, closing out that show. I'd like to do that again. I feel like that whole storyline in 2009 with me and Triple H where I was kicking the McMahons in the head, and I did the thing where I DDT'd Stephanie and kissed her while he was handcuffed to the top rope and couldn't do anything about it. Like we did some really edgy, cool stuff back then. Leading into that show, main eventing WrestleMania, we were the hottest thing going in. But that was the first year that Shawn Michaels and Undertaker had their bout at Mania, which stole the show.
Right.
So 3 matches before our main event match, Shawn Michaels and Undertaker, they wore everyone out. That was it. That was the main event. Me and Hunter go out there and try and follow that. Didn't happen. So it was kind of... the build-up was bigger than anything else. It's just that that night, like it just, all the variables I talked about earlier just didn't all fall into place. So I'd like to have another chance to main event WrestleMania, before it's all said and done. And I think that'll be, that's quite possible.
I have a question.
Yes.
Please, Mel.
I'm watching you last night on Raw. Dude, you did something with your shoulder. You put a dude in a headlock from behind. My shoulder won't even turn that way. How can you do that? I'm serious. I watched you last night, and I'm like, how the hell does that happen?
I'm not even sure I know exactly what you're talking about. But it's funny because my shoulders shouldn't be doing that either. I've dislocated both of them multiple times and had surgery on both of them. I need to watch that back and see what you're talking about and stop doing it.
Yeah, it's not normal. I've had shoulder surgery, and I swear to God, I'm in bed last night watching Raw, and I see him do this. I'm like, what the hell is that? I actually get up out of bed and try and turn my shoulder. You grab this guy and put him in a headlock from behind.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
It was trippy, dude.
Yeah.
I've never seen anything like that. I had to ask. I was amazed. Yeah. And I wanted to know if he could do that to me, but that's a whole other day.
We can do a little walkthrough. I'll give you a tutorial. How to take it.
I'd like to see that.
It's easy. It's easy.
We're talking to Randy Orton, of course, WWE Smackdown tonight. One of your biggest fans is in the studio, and his name is Aiden. and he's 6 years old. You see him over there?
I see Aiden. How you doing, buddy?
Come on over, dude. You want to say hi to him?
He drove 2 hours from Columbia, South Carolina.
That's right. They came up from Columbia.
Yeah, so we could come see him.
We were there last night in Columbia. How you doing, Aiden? Put her there, buddy. How old are you? You're 6? You're 6, right?
He's holding up his fingers.
Yeah, there you go.
It looks like Christmas, man. His eyeballs are like wide open.
Cute kid.
I have
a 3-year-old at home, so 6, 3. You know, it's funny because I look at kids now completely different. Like one of my biggest pet peeves before I had a kid, a little baby girl, was being on an airplane and being like right behind or right in front of a screaming baby. Biggest pet peeve. Now, after I'm a father, one of my biggest pet peeves is to be on a plane where there's a screaming baby and there's some jackass over there giving that baby dirty looks.
Right.
That's my pet peeve now. It's like, it's just a kid. You know, an ass. Like, how could you be upset at the poor mother trying to travel with her 3-month-old baby?
No offense, but if you're on a plane and you turn around and give me a dirty look, I don't care what I'm doing, I stop. I'm not, my hands at 10 and 2. I'm not even driving. What am I supposed to do?
I should have tried that with the screaming baby back when that was my pet peeve.
Yeah, absolutely. By the way, we're filming for the website, so those of you like Mel who want Randy to touch you, you can at least vicariously live through the video that we'll be putting up later at 1065.com.
WrestleMania?
We were at it.
You
were there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Which one? This was last year.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, because Brock was there last year.
Yeah,
he was there.
Yeah. Want to sign this for it, buddy?
Awesome.
Let's see your phone.
I watch Disney movies now.
I'm right here. I can sign here.
You watch Disney movies? You admit that?
I'm right Robin tell you good morning, by the way.
Oh.
I saw him in my
Kathy,
Oh, did you really?
What's
That's
that?
funny.
I met him.
My boss.
I saw you thinking. I was like, and I half expecting you to be like, no, I'm cool. Did the girls in the office say I stopped by the other day?
Yes, they did.
And I go, just watch the look on her face when you tell her that. Because I knew.
There you go, bud.
I know the rant that you were
I'd
talking
be
about.
like, I want to meet her. You're my hero.
No,
Don't encourage me, Anna. It's nice to meet you.
I just want your name.
Your girls have whatever teachers they want as long as they're at Parker. Wow.
They have the rockinest hair ever. His hair is
You guys belong.
hardcore.
Yeah.
Mom over here?
Yeah.
Oh, hi, Mom. How you
Hi.
doing?
I
Good.
play a short
Can you
one.
talk to him about anger management issues? I mean, really.
You,
He
little one?
wants to shave his head, and he already talks about your tattoos that he wants.
Well, that's not really anger management.
That's not anger.
No, he's
Hello.
got that.
Does he have
He's got
anger
that.
problems? I had to go for 3 weeks. You looking at me, kid? I had to go for 3 weeks. Look at mine. Look at mine. 3 weeks. I had to leave my loved ones and be taught how to not get angry because I used to get angry. So if you ever find yourself getting angry, my best advice would be to, before you act or like punch the wall or headbutt the wall or throw like a piece of furniture or hit someone else, before you do any of that, think about what you're doing. And if you can, take a deep breath and get away from whatever situation is going on and take a time out. Give yourself a time out. So if he makes you mad and you want to hit him, get away from him. No, it doesn't matter whose fault it is. Get away from him. Take a deep breath and think, like, I don't want to hit my brother. I love my brother. I should have his back. I should take care of my brother. I don't want to hit him. He's a loved one. Did I get through to you today?
Okay.
You just made me not angry.
I'll send you a bill. That's yours. So I pretty much felt entitled. Like a line at the airport at 6 a.m. when I'm running late. I ain't standing in that fucking line, you know. I'm going to the front. You're going to take my $50 bill and you're going to let me go ahead of all these people because I'm giving you this $50 bill. And
Randy, if you give me $50, I'll be less important than you anytime.
Absolutely.
got it, man.
And we want to sign your bobblehead too. You wanted to sign that?
3 minutes.
While I'm thinking about it.
Yeah.
Back?
Nothing like that.
Good.
You
We got time. We got 3 minutes.
Well, this is old.
I know, but still, it looks nothing like it.
No,
Even-
that's good. The older the better, honey.
So the WWE Smackdown is happening live tonight in Charlotte. Randy Orton is in the studio with us. We'll chat some more with him and get you some free tickets. Tickets also available now at Ticketmaster.com.
You want silver?
Where would you like me to sign it?
Wherever you want to.
Okay. How about on the little flat booty?
Okay.
Cool Beans, isn't that where you kiss, though?
Sharpie doesn't come off, honey. You're fine.
I'm just worried about you. You're the first showing up.
I got your back. The Sharpie will stick.
What? Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, everybody, Nick, Joe, especially Joe, apparently. Everyone else has feelings, and you can't read their mind. You don't know what they're feeling. They might have an opinion, or their feelings might get hurt. But it doesn't matter if you think that they should be hurt or not. They're not your feelings. Like, you need to respect the way other people feel, as long as they're not hurting you.
Get some of the anger.
You guys got such long hair. If I had your hair,
Why'd you say that out loud like that?
I was going to say, if
Why were you
hit
looking at me?
I would just take his hair and hold him down and be like, "Don't hit me again." You know.
Well, now you look.
1 minute. 1 minute.
Yeah, man, that's what you should do.
I'm thinking about Joe, but now I'm thinking about Nick. You can't sit there and be a punching bag for anybody. And if someone's punching on you and he's your little brother,
30 seconds.
you don't want to punch your brother back, but he's got that gorgeous hair. Just don't punch me, Joe.
It'll probably take about one
Joe,
or two times.
Don't punch me. I'm your brother, you know.
I think you should start a band with the hair. I'm big into
They play.
Do they?
Oh, yeah.
Love it.
I don't even know what it says.
Her pulling can work. If done right.
Mel's getting anger management classes behind the scenes unintentionally from WWE champ Randy Orton. It is the Woody and Wilcox show here at 106.5 The End. We got 800 people in the studio because champ Randy Orton is with us this morning. They're doing the Smackdown live tonight at Time Warner Cable Arena. We're going to have a pair of tickets for you, and you can still get some. There are a few left. They start as low as $15. Ticketmaster.com. You can find all the info.
Also, you got the brand new video game that hit the stores last week, WWE 12, and on the cover is, of course, the Viper, Randy Orton. There's no, earlier you said that you're not superstitious, but I know that there are players in the NFL, when Madden comes out, they don't want to be on the cover.
Yeah, well, they might say that, but I'm sure the royalty for that cover is, yeah, they want to be in the cover, trust me. Superstitions aside, I mean, paycheck's a paycheck, you know what I mean? That DVD sells, they're on the cover, they get a little, so it's just one of those things. I'm not superstitious, like I said. I've been asked a lot about the whole Madden curse or whatever, but whatever. I've been hurt plenty of times. I figure, that's just another 3 or 4 month vacation for me. If I dislocate the shoulder or tear something or break something, I can do it. I've done it a handful of times before, so, I welcome an injury. you want in, okay, powers that be, it's my turn to, break my ankle or something. Okay, I'm going to go enjoy 4 months home. I'm going to enjoy every minute of it,
Yeah, well, you come from an incredibly famous wrestling family. Alan on the Facebook page has a great question. Who would win in a three-way match between you, your dad, and your grandfather?
Man, I don't know. My grandfather's no longer with us, and I wish I got to know him a little better back when he was alive. Just one of those things where, I miss him. I miss him being around. As far as the question, how do you answer that? I don't know. But I know if I could, I'd love to have had a singles match with my father, my prime versus him and his prime. I think that would have been real cool. Definitely.
Absolutely. Come on, I have an older brother, and in my prime, I finally whooped him, and I feel happy about that, let alone coming from a
don't
famous
lie. I
family.
just saw your brother. He's huge. Come on. Making that up.
I was in the prime shape of my life. This was a long time ago.
You were 12 years old, damn it.
Exactly.
I felt good about yourself.
That's about when you were in your prime.
1975. And I'm
75. I'm not that old. Come on.
Behind the scenes, there was another group of kids that came through, and Randy was dispensing anger management excellent advice to the children. And I thought actually what you were saying was, I mean, it was dead on. It was good stuff.
Yeah.
If you weren't wrestling, what would the career be?
Wouldn't be a motivational speaker, no.
But it sounds like you're good with kids and stuff. Like you could actually be a teacher or something.
I do like kids. Yeah, you know, that would definitely be a fulfilling job. I could see how that'd be a fulfilling job to somehow work with kids in some manner, you know, whether it was charity or whatever. But we do a lot of like Make-A-Wish stuff. And that is one of the coolest things we do as a company, because it puts you right there with someone. I mean, you literally change their life. Here's a child. Sometimes, like, I'll give you a scenario. Whatever the disease is, cancer, a tumor, brain tumors, like this child looking at you, you're told before you go in there, okay, this is what he has. He can't walk. He won't be able to shake your hand, but he can turn his head. You know, you might not be able to understand him, but his mom can translate for you. And, you know, they're not sure how much longer he has. Could be a week, could be 30 days. So you go in there knowing that, and it makes it very tough. But then when you were expecting to see this kid just like a shell of a human being with what you were just told about him, you walk into this room and it's like, no, they're like so excited to see you, and so just they're more happy than any fan you ever come across. And it's like you made their day by just walking in there. Forget about sitting down and, you know, like interacting with them and having like a 10-minute, 15-minute conversation with this kid. Like that just puts him over the moon. And these parents are happy. I mean, just to see you make a kid in that kind of predicament, you know, situation, just such a negative situation, to make him feel that good when he's got 10 days on this earth, you know, like that's the kind of stuff, like you're like, wow, I really do have this power through what I do for a living, you know, through what I do for a living to affect these children in a very positive way. I think that's real cool, going off what you said.
Yeah, well, that's awesome. I mean, that's an amazing story.
Do you focus on those times when, like, let's say tonight it's live and you got a guy who's had one too many pops and he thinks he's in his prime? It's like, I tear you apart and whatever. He gets, perhaps the alcohol fuels his imagination to where he could be an athlete like you.
Right. Well, like if you're talking like at the show, the guy's sitting in the first, second, third, whatever row talking, I love putting up with that stuff. I want them drinking all they, you know, if you're over 21, have as many as you want, because that's going to make you, you know, scream and yell and not be as worried about what you look like. A lot of times our fans, those lights are on in the arena and they're not as loud. The crowd isn't as loud because they're a little self-conscious. You know, they don't want to, they're looking left to right and they don't want to stand up and go, woohoo, crazy, go, or whatever. You know, they don't want to do that when the lights are off and they're a little bit more, you know, it's a little bit more, I don't know what's the word I'm looking for.
They're a little bit more free.
Yeah, well, a little bit more hidden, too. There's no fear of being on television, being a spectacle.
Exactly.
You're more apt to make a spectacle of yourself if you think no one's watching. Or when you're hammered.
This isn't people of Walmart. This is completely different.
I totally get it, but I've been to a couple of different matches, and it's true. There are people that, you know, don't necessarily want to get wild and crazy when they know they're on television. Right. If it's a little bit, you know, darker and they've had a couple of beverages, then they're more apt to get a little bit wild.
When it's darker, it's a little more intimate, and they're about and the louder they are, the louder the crowd is. The faster we run, the higher we jump. You know, that makes me. That tells me how good the match was. Is when the final bell rings, is whether or not they're standing on their feet, hooting and hollering and going crazy, or if they're just kind of looking at their watches and waiting for the next match. You know, you don't want that.
It's like complaint phone calls for us. We know we're doing well when people call and complain.
No, that's why we're on the radio, because we can't see people looking at their watches.
Let's be honest. None of us are as pretty as them. We don't need to be on TV.
That is
Let's
true.
be honest.
That is true.